Good morning and welcome to the 19th edition of the Future and Reality of Games Conference. 19 years ago, I was the shadow assistant of Professor Michael Wagner, helping him organizing the conference. And Professor Wagner is also quite related to today's topic on esports and youth work, because he actually started the esports research, academic research in Austria, with one of the most cited papers on the topic of esports. And he also asked me to write my master thesis in Krems in 2006 on the topic of esports in Austria. So I have to thank some organizations. The Austrian Chancellery is our proud sponsor of the coffee and the streaming service. So a big applause to the Bundeskanzleramt for sponsoring the coffee. They have been very flexible, and they told us 3 days ago that we get the coffee, and I'm really, really thankful for that. I always thank the BUP, the Bundesprüfstelle für Positivprädikatisierung, which is also related to the Center of Applied Game Studies, because it was the very first master thesis by Herbert Rosenstingel, in which he described how we can rate games in Austria. Furthermore, I like to thank the European Union, because the FROG is this year embedded in an esports project that we run together with the Spieleratgeber NRW. And a big applause to Daniel Heinz and Stefan, who are also honored guests today and help us organizing the conference. Yesterday, I asked Daniel who was his supervisor when he studied in Krems, because I didn't know. And he looked in my eyes and said, you've been my supervisor 16, 17 years ago. And I said, okay, I remember. So at the end, everything is related to the center, to the Game Studies Center. I'd like to thank the chairs. So as you know, the book is maybe equally important as the conference itself. And we have, for example, Linda here helping us with the book. We have the most important games influencer on the planet, Rudolf. So a big applause for Rudolf, please. And I'm really grateful. I just found out when he was signing the chair contract that he is older than me. So I feel very, very young at heart right now. I have to ask you something which is very important and related to our EU project. On the frogvienna.at website, you find an interactive workshop that we developed, which is kind of an interactive persona workshop, and you can do it as often as you like. Today, tomorrow, next week, in a month, every time you are on a train or you have time at home watching TV, because we like our participants to think themselves in the perspective of one of the stakeholders that we want to get an opinion on. So please go on frogvienna.at, scroll a little bit and participate in our research. And now I like to ask for the video of the Vizebürgermeisterin, because she sent us some very nice greeting words.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Vienna and to the 19th Vienna Games Conference. Future and Reality of Gaming, or short, FROG. Even though I cannot be with you in person today, I'm excited to be part of this inspiring community. Yesterday I visited the Game City here in the City Hall, and it was wonderful to see the great energy and passion for games. It shows clearly that gaming is no longer just for a few. It is part of our daily life, and it is an essential part of youth culture. This is why the educational dimension of gaming is so important. Games can support learning, strengthen creativity, and help young people build confidence. They offer chances to explore new perspectives and connect in meaningful ways. Esports also shows us how powerful these experiences can be, opening doors to new skills, new communities, and even new professions. But with this power comes responsibility. Together, educators, researchers, developers, and youth workers can make sure that gaming supports young people, not only as players, but as an active and responsible citizens in the digital world. Thank you for your commitment, and I wish you an inspiring and successful conference here in Vienna.
I like to add that gaming also supports old people like Rudolf. So I'd like to welcome our 2 times opening speaker, and I'm very proud that he decided to join us here at the conference. Media calls him the godfather of esports research, and that's why we planned him 2 times. Tobias Scholz, a big applause, please.